Welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your co-host of the evening, Moose, joined here by the Florida man, Sean McFall.
Hey,
And
guy.
before we get started, please remember the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, its GEC, nor in divisions, brigade, camps, or any other subsidiary areas. How is everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? We're going to have kind of a laid back show for you guys this evening. Talk about maybe some news we got sent in and talk about some future look around the Confederation episodes. I've been getting a couple questions about them, so I thought tonight would be a good time to talk about it. I have accidentally exited out of the screen. That was
Lol.
interesting. Oh, Florida man, how are you doing?
Well, I'm glad you asked. And I know a lot of people in the chat. Uh, I've heard from our commander in chief and that, and I want to say thank you to all of our viewers, not only here, the people that view me on Look Around Florida. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers. Uh, as some of you may know, may not know, my dad just recently passed away. So I just want to say thank you for everybody that reached out to me, and I do appreciate it. See, you can really tell about the brotherhood and the SCV by the people that hit you up in your toughest times.
This organization is truly special. I've started using this term, a Southern Brotherhood.
Hmm.
Because that's what it is. It is a brotherhood, and these people have been so nice to me. Um, my great aunt passed recently,
Yeah.
and she was a very sweet, nice woman. And I mean, people came out of the woodwork, and I can't thank them enough for that. So thank y'all for everything you've done for Mr. Sean. Because without him, we would be in a bind.
Yeah. Like I said, I just want to say thank you to everybody that reached out to me. I know Mr. Kennedy has, Mr. Boshiers has, and various others. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you indeed. Let's see who we have in the chat this evening. Again, we're just going to kind of take a slow reach for tonight. I'm glad I'm seeing a couple AOT. I got so used to saying ATM members in the chat. I'll have a quick announcement for that soon. Army of Tennessee Councilman Carl Jones in the chat. Good to see you, Faversham. Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy. Good to see you. Landon, good to see you as well. The most sharp dressed man in the SCV, past Commander in Chief, Paul Gramlin Jr. Good to see you. Hammer is on YouTube. Good to see you. Let's see here.
Hey, John, good to see you. Shit. Hey, I was fine Tuesday night. I get around Moose and it all goes out the window.
What have I done? Perfect way to start this episode.
Yeah, John, the MD division commander. Whoa.
That was another close one. Commander in Chief Jason Boshiers. Oh, good. My boss is on tonight. Great. Mr. Frank.
Thank you, Commander Boshiers, for that compliment.
Al, good to see you too. And I think I've covered everybody. Let me go down and check some of the new comments. Jenny, good to see you. Our brothers from Utah, good to see you as well. I'm just going to leave that here for a second. Because actually, Carl is coming down to my neck of the woods. For those who don't know, and we'll talk about this more in a second. I won't be at the SD Lee Institute this weekend because one of my camp members is doing a reenactment, and I don't want to take anything away from him. He is doing the reenactment, and I think a small team, but I'm not certain. I haven't asked him. But he has done outstanding work, and my camp has decided to table the event. So I will be at that reenactment this weekend, and I'll also be seeing Carl because I will be getting some lovely knowledge from him and Army of Tennessee Commander Jimmy Hill this Saturday. And we'll talk about both events in a bit, give them both a good bit of time to shine. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if I see anybody else. Make sure to share this episode out while I'm talking about it. Let's
Hey,
get.
Carl. Hey, Beth.
Oh, I didn't see Miss Beth. Good to see you, Miss Beth. Let's try to get a good crowd here tonight. Speaking of which, reminded me I need to send out an email after this.
Hopefully a good one.
It's a good one. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it while we're just kind of waiting for a couple more people to jump on. So, I've been trying to schedule interviews for people running for national office. It is your time now, people who are running for office in the Army of Tennessee. So if you're in the Army of Tennessee running for the GEC, Army of Tennessee Commander, Army of Tennessee Councilman, please reach out to us at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. I'll more than likely message everybody on Facebook privately. I will break my own rule. I've been asking y'all to message my SCV account, but I'll come out to y'all on my personal account. So I'll message all y'all sometime after the show, either tonight or tomorrow, and just kind of go ahead and be getting interviews set. Doesn't have to be recent. Just tell me whenever you're free. It'll, of course, be on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time. And we'll go ahead and get it set up. I would like to start with the councilman first and then go to the commanders. And then after that, I will see if who is next on the schedule. But some of our people that I've scheduled are a bit farther off. So I want to go ahead and get y'all looked at while we're about to wrap up with the Army of Trans-Mississippi. And then next will be the Army of Northern Virginia. So y'all will be up next. And then we'll do Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief and Commander-in-Chief, which I think one person apiece is running for those offices. But we will be trying to get those interviews set and out to you chat heads as soon as possible.
Well, my division commander's in the chat. Hey, Calvin.
Yeah, there's the Florida Division Commander continuing his feud with Carl Jones. He says, "Good evening, Brother Moose and Big Sister Carl." Landon, the next episode will be next Thursday. I'll be able to cover the news that episode. So if you want to send it in, we will be able to talk about it. I know I saw Mr. Tom Wood in the chat and Carl, who are both running for commander. GCB's working, so he's not here. Mr. Roy, are you in the chat?
No, he's on the road.
Oh, bless his heart. Yeah, we all know that struggle in the SCV, being on the road a lot. We'll contact you again, you all privately, and set up meetings or set up interviews. All I ask is y'all send me a nice, pretty picture of yourself, or I will steal your Facebook profile picture. I did that to Chuck. You can ask Chuck. I have no reservations about using your Facebook profile picture, and I will for the promotion of the episode. So hopefully you have a good Facebook profile picture. Or you can just send me one, and we'll use that. All right. We can jump into a bit of news real quick. Let me get everything loaded up. All right. First bit of news, and we talked about this just a second ago. The Stephen D. Lee Institute is this weekend, February 16th through the 17th. The theme this year is who we are as a people and an organization. The Friday night reception will be held at the National Confederate Museum at the Southern Heritage Center. And you can, of course, see the list of speakers for this event. I'm trying to find the website that is not appearing for me for some reason. Let's see here. if I can find it real quick. It's down below, but I like to put a link in the chat for more easy.
Statue.
I'm scared to check the chat now.
No, Calvin's messaging me.
Oh, that scares me. All right. Here's the website link. Sorry it took so long. It was on my other tab. We have different tabs here, but it's in the chat now. Of course, there are the speakers. You can go to the website. I know registration's passed, but if you need any information, that's where you would need to go. It's going to be a great event this weekend. I know that a lot of people are are going to go to that. And again, these events like this, like the Institute, there's two types of bullets in this war we're fighting, this cultural war for our heritage. You got money and you got knowledge and a lot of hard work in between. And there's no better place to get some knowledge in an event like this. And we'll actually talk about another event that if you didn't register for this one, you need to register for this one. But so it's very important that you attend these events, support these events. And I would highly encourage anybody to go and support this event. All right.
I do got news. Thanks, Calvin, for reminding me, sir.
Well, I'm glad we both have some news for tonight.
Yeah.
We were talking behind the stage, behind the I'm gonna go blank, but behind the scenes, and we were like, we don't have anything to talk about, really.
Well, with this, Calvin came on Look Around Florida and talked about this statue that him and the members up there in the Northeast was able to save from being taken down.
Awesome.
Well, it got taken down, and they got it from the city.
I would say sometimes, depending on the situation, that can be even better. If you're in an area that's just showing it dishonor, better to put it in our hands in a place we can protect and honor it, and it still honor those veterans. Sometimes that's the better case scenario, sadly. But I'm glad y'all able to get them back or keep them staying up on some of them. Congratulations to Florida and the men that worked their butt off to get that, I'm presuming. Because I know it is hard work to save a monument. It has gotten crazy. But is that all you needed to report with that?
Well, Calvin, I'm trying to find the picture of the statue, what it looked like before. So
you're logged in, so you can upload that, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay, good. Save me the pain of trying to figure out how to do it live. I can just make you do it. That's basically what the show is when Mr. Sean is on, is me forcing him to do stuff. It's really great. I have so much fun just being like, hey, report on this. Mr. Sean hasn't seen this image a day in his life.
Yeah, but if it comes out of Florida and from our division commander, yeah.
All right. While you're looking for that, I'll go through some news, and just whenever I end it, if you have it, you can go ahead and pop in, Mr. Sean.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, yeah, I found it.
Okay, great. You want to go ahead and talk about it?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm uploading it.
Okay, I'll let me finish this one real quick then. The Samuel H. Poe camp, my camp, have these challenge coins for sale. They are $10 a piece. And again, they are celebrating my camp's 30th anniversary of rechartering. So we will have these this weekend at the Battle of Texas Hospital. Again, I'll talk about that event in a bit. And it's they're $10. It all goes to the camp to help us continue the fight against the destruction of our heritage. We're very happy about these. Again, we made these to celebrate, and they've been selling pretty good. So if you're in Mississippi this weekend, please come by my camp's table and try to get a couple. We're a very small camp, but we're the little train that could. We try to do as much as we can, and I'm related to the majority of my camp, so it's all the great time as anytime we get to do something. So we'll be tabling this weekend, and I'll talk about that more with the Battle of Texas Hospital, I suppose.
Ready, I got it. You ready?
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
Ready. This is what the statue looked like before it was taken down. This will be put up by our division commander is pushing this to go back up on the flag site in Jacksonville to get reconstructed on the flag site in Jacksonville. Woo! Yep. So these they have everything you see here. So that's what our Florida Division Commander is pushing right now to get that reconstructed.
Awesome. That looks beautiful. That's going to be a beauty when you guys get it back up.
Yep. So that's a little bit of news. We were able to, our division commander was able to get that from the city to be put back up on private land that is under us. All right, go ahead.
just Carl and Calvin's feud going on in the chat.
Oh, I know about it. I tried to stay out of that feud. I don't want to get in the middle of those two.
I'm not getting in the middle of it, but it's hilarious. I'm going to be offering challenge horseshoes for sale soon, shaped like a human foot. Wear them to every SCV event to commemorate the awesomeness of my little sister.
I don't know. I think Carl, honestly, I think Calvin would shoot me if I come to division reunion wearing horseshoes.
I'm tempted to do it now. I'm tempted just to do it at National and see if I can find Calvin the first day and get him off as quickly as possible. Real quick, Mr. Ron, I see you. I'm going to ask our camp commander if he can bring you a challenge coin this weekend. Let's see here. We're going to text him live.
Who, Carl or?
No, my father. He's our camp commander. I'm just going to randomly text him and be like, hey, Mr. Ron wants a camp challenge coin.
So, while Moose is doing that, my camp, Camp 2150 in Naples, Florida, will be doing the Rumble in the Glades event next Saturday in Everglades City, Florida. It's a great event, classic car show, blessing of the bikes, food, vendors. So we'll be there with our booth. If you're near, if you're in the Everglades, Miami, Naples area, Southwest Florida, or Southeast Florida, come on over, stop by. Let the guys know you heard about it on SCV chat or look around Florida. Or if you just want a picture with me.
It's you and just Carl that have perfectly timed each other there with both a comment with Carl. And of course, he's being serious. There is a great topic this year for the SD Lee Institute, but I'm a little hurt by Carl now. Carl, I thought you were going to spend the day with me. Come by my camp table, see these awesome brochures we made for the SCV. I'm hurt now, Carl. You offended Ron, and now you've offended me. And in today's day and age, offending anybody is punishable by jail time. So,
what are you talking about? I'm taking Carl on an airboat this weekend. We're gonna get him lost in the Glades.
Carl's committed to 3 things this weekend. And he all of them.
I heard Thomas Franklin might be down there visiting the skunk ape.
Is he out of the hospital? You know, he got bit by, what was it, like a little ferret or something?
I don't know. Anything's
But
possible with him.
yeah, true. Uh oh, thank you, Carl. Thank you. Carl is going to go spend time with his favorite moose this weekend. Let's see here.
He
Miss
didn't say
Ron.
two-legged or four-legged, though.
That's true. That's true. That's an interesting turn of events there.
Yep.
Mr. Ron said, when these private parks are open, it gives us a reason to tell the public what these symbols truly are, what our symbols truly mean. I couldn't agree more with Mr. Ron. I love camps are opening up their own parks now because, you know, for the longest time, and I don't have a problem with it by any means, the government did. And I don't think necessarily they could ever even understand what this heritage means to us. And we're seeing that now. I mean, of course, when all this stuff was founded, our people in these places, the grandchildren, our descendants of these veterans were all in these places of power. Need to get back to that, but that's a whole other episode. And they pushed for this to be state stuff. In today's world, I love seeing more private things owned by SCV members, UDC, and it's just us taking care of our heritage. It really makes me happy. And again, when we own it, no one can tell us to add a plaque that really kind of tries to make it look like, oh, well, you know, this monument's not really honoring the veterans or something else. You know, Ole Miss did that a couple years ago, and it wasn't bad. I've seen some bad ones. I've seen some ones that have apologized for the monument it's in front of. But, you know, still, we shouldn't have to do that. If you have a question about the monument, here's an idea. Contact your local SCV camp division, and if you can't get a hold of them, national.
Yep.
I think that we need to be the staple of knowledge.
Yeah, because the park that's closest to me is 2 hours north in Tampa, Florida. It was the world's largest battle flag at one time.
Real quick, just because I want to make sure, Mr. Ron, you just want one camp challenge coin? I'm not joking. I'm not trying to pressure you to buy more. I'm just making sure because Dad's only going to bring what he needs. I think this trip. I think he's loaded down. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you, Mr. Ron. We do need to take away the blinders and show people what the Yankee Empire, still a term from the Kennedy twins, has become.
Mhm.
You know, a war is multi-complicated, and there's multiple reasons for a war. There's multiple outcomes. For example, you know, the North won, but what did it really cost us? And it cost the states' rights. It cost the South its independence. It costs us the opportunity to even succeed anymore if a state didn't like the way the country is going. And I can go on and on and on. I'm no means an expert. Carl Jones is a great expert, the Kennedys, and I know a lot of others that are much better at that would could explain this than I ever could. But people are just being told one thing. They're being told what the empire wants you to know, what the average person should know about the Civil War. I use that term because of the fact it wasn't a civil war. We all know this, but that's how they push it. And I agree. We need to be as Commander in Chief Jason Bashir says, the number one stop for all things Confederate and Southern. Because who better to tell you what Southern history and heritage is than the people that's their heritage. You don't come to me for, let's see here. Native American month. I do not go around acting like I'm an expert in that. That's not my field. That's not my heritage. That's theirs. That's their story to tell. This is my story to tell, my Southern heritage. And the thing that's beautiful about our heritage, anybody can be a part of it.
But Moose, we should be telling part of not their complete story, but the story of the Seminoles, the Cherokee,
Mhm.
various others that did fight with our ancestors on the Northern oppression.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Florida man. And that's what I was saying with our heritage is a lot more open to more people coming in. When
Mhm.
the Confederate Army fought, it was one of the most diverse, if not the most diverse army in the world. That opened up Southern heritage to be more than just one people. We have multiple different types of people of races, religions, backgrounds, even genealogy. You have some people that have moved to the South and embraced us and wanted to be a part of our Southern heritage, and they
Mhm.
defend our Southern heritage. People in the Friends, the OCR, the UDC, which the UDC are descendants, but in the OCR and Friends, you don't have to be a descendant. We're a very open heritage. You
Yep.
can come and be a part of Southern heritage. We just ask that you don't try to change who we are. And to quote Jefferson Davis and kind of move on before me and Mr. Sean get on a rant, I can feel it coming. Me and you both have polished up the preaching box.
No, I was watching the chat between Carl and Calvin.
Oh no, they're back. They're back. They're back. Um, oh, where was I going?
Well, we were talking about diversity in the Confederate Army.
Yeah, okay. And Carl even says that there's multiple Southern dialects as well.
Mhm.
We are a very welcoming heritage that people who might not actually be of Southern descent, who served in the South, will welcome you. And to quote Jefferson Davis, but all we want to be all we want is to be left alone. Don't
Yep.
come into our heritage and tell us how it should be. I think everybody can agree with that one. But moving on before I get down a rabbit hole because it's real easy with me. Let's go on to a bit of news. Let's put a dent into the news before we go on to another one.
Well, I
Uh,
got another. Go ahead with that.
okay. In the Tennessee division, they've made these awesome baseball cards of our Southern heroes. I believe this is a project by Mr. Richard Garcia
Mhm.
and a couple other people. Now, I'm drawing a blank on their names, and I apologize for that. I'm going off memory with this one. They're $50 worth $20. 50 cards worth $20. This will be a great thing to give a cadet. Someone I would say 12 and under, but even above that, I would still want one of these.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a great teaching tool. So I think you can get this at the national headquarters, and you can contact the Tennessee division. So that's something just cool. I like to continue to talk about because it's just a very cool thing. Let's see here. Kind of look at some of the chat.
I think I mentioned it, but I wasn't sure. Our division commander, Calvin Hart, and various other camps in the Northeast will be merging this weekend on Alesti for the Battle of Alesti reenactment. I know Camp 1209 will have one hell of a display. I saw it last year, and they added more to it.
Ooh. And I hate to keep jumping back and forth between topics, but
Yeah, not a problem.
Hammer on YouTube said something pretty cool. I was born and raised in the South, yet had no Confederate ancestors. I am a member of the Friends of the SCV. And that's what I mean about the fact that we are welcoming. He's from the South, but yet he has no Confederate ancestors. Well, join the Friends. We would still love to have you. And I think that's what really kind of sets us apart from some people, especially in today's world where everybody wants to have their own separate group. When I was in college, there was all these groups for different people. That's awesome. That's great if you want to celebrate that. But, if I wanted to join something, I couldn't. If they wanted to join something else, they couldn't. And I think that's what really sets us apart is I think we're one of the more open-armed, you can really come and join us because we come from that diverse army that was the Confederacy.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see here. Again, I'll get on my preaching box if I'm not careful. But Commander Boshears did tell me, yes, the cards were created by Mr. Richard Garcia and Mr. Sean Hill and can be purchased at the headquarters. So make sure you get them cards. They're pretty cool. Did I cut you off, or did you have something else you need to say? All right, I'm just making sure.
No, I'm good.
All right, the General Forrest 200th Society. So a couple years ago, we celebrated General Forrest's 200th birthday, and this society was made in honor of that. They're only accepting 200 people. So again, we've been promoting this for a while now, and they're kind of starting to dwindle. Your chance to join this group is slipping away. It is now or never. I hope to be joining soon. Hopefully, I can take my own advice and join before time runs out, but they are running out. So if you need to act on this, I believe this goes through the Tennessee division. Yes. And of course, you can screenshot this form, fill it out, probably email it to them. See here. And of course, all this goes to help General Forrest's boyhood home.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. Have another couple people watching. And I'm just going to leave that comment up there because I agree with Mr. Ron. Anybody who loves the Constitution and traditional American values are welcome to join the Friends of the SCV. We are happy to have you. All right. Next up is the Alabama Education Conference. So again, sort of like the SD Lee Institute, more knowledge. Now, they have recently pushed the deadline for this to, I think, maybe next week. I know Carl's in the chat. Maybe he can correct me. But people, now's the time. Sign up for these events. The fact that, I think a lot of people were waiting last minute and they've had to push this, I'm going to get on a little rant. I think that's unacceptable. This is one of those events that can really help you. They are stacked with great speakers. Stacked. These are some of, and same thing with the SD Lee Institute, some of the best historians and Southern knowledge sources, I'll say, that we have in the modern era. It's worth it. Trust me. The knowledge you pick up will be like nothing else you can find. They can teach you how to get better. They can teach you how to get smarter. And that's how we're going to win. So please sign up for this event. As soon as deadline is now February 23rd for this. They can have it, Carl. Carl says he'll be there to listen to Ron Kennedy. He's excited about that. But, I mean, it's March 16th. It's only $40. I think it is great. It's put on by the Alabama division. It's only from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. As soon as I, get my money saved up for this, I'm sending my application in because I want to be a part of this. Heck, y'all can already put me down. That's how much I want to be a part of this. I know you won't. I'm not asking you to. But I'm just saying that's how much I want to go and learn. Knowledge is power, money's in power, and hard work is power. Knowledge is bullets, money is bullets, and hard work is bullets in this. This is one of the three. You need to go after it. All right, I'm going to get off my little preaching box because I knew that was going to happen. Let's see here. I accidentally commented on that, clicked that. That's the funnier part. We love our twin Louisiana twins. Almost said Louisiana boys, but they're both from the great state of Mississippi. I like to mess with them about that. And Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshears said, I will be at the Alabama Education Conference in Alabama, not even trying with the town name, not even going to try. This is a wonderful event and well worth the money, very educational. And for those who don't know, they stopped doing the event when COVID hit, but this is not the first one. They've done a lot in the past. And from what I've heard, they've been phenomenal. Phenomenal. So if you're waiting, here's your wake-up call. Sign up. And share this episode out. Let's get the word out about this event. I want to see this event do great. Really want to see it. So help us, help you, help everybody. Share. All right.
Well, Roddy, have a safe trip going up for officer's call for the Metcalf.
Be safe. See, our next event is the Army of Tennessee Workshop, which will be held the same weekend as the Pilgrimage and Homecoming, or the same day. It is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the conference room at Elm Springs. There's only 65 spots available for this workshop due to room size. Register early to guarantee your spot. Registration is $15, which includes lunch. Pre-register by March 15th for lunch. After March 15th, the registration fee will be $20 with no guaranteed lunch included. Speakers will include Membership Coordinator Eric Pavetti on Commander and Adjutant Training, Army of Tennessee Councilman Carl Jones on Building a Better Camp, Army of Tennessee Commander Jimmy Hill on Community Involvement. All great topics. Again,
oh yeah,
we have some knock out of the parks. We're just gonna put that back there. Thank you, Mr. Ron. But again, a lot of great events happening, and I know you can't make all of them, but some of these educational events,
oh yeah,
it's very important that you try. And again, I understand. I tell people all the time, you can't make everything, but you need to try to support as much as you can, because these events, if they don't get that support, first off, we're showing people that maybe people aren't that interested in this stuff anymore. It makes us look bad. And then secondly, you lose an experience that might be once in a lifetime. I know a lot of people that regret not going to General Forrest's reinterment.
I'm glad I went.
So
that was very moving.
It was a very moving day that I will never forget for the rest of my life. And that's just one example. When I went to the SD Lee Institute when it was at Beauvoir, I learned a lot. It was a great event. When I go to this reenactment this weekend, I'll have a great time with my camp, Carl and Jimmy, and the reenactment. Try to do what you can.
Well, yeah, if you want to talk about Benoit, I know I butchered that up. The reason I love this organization is meeting up with distant relatives. I recently came across one and found out he's the adjutant for Benoit. He's the adjutant for the camp.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading a comment that just really made me laugh from Mr. Ron, and I heard Benoit, and I'm just thinking of the wrestler.
Wow.
Beauvoir.
Yeah,
it is a different language. It might be the only French word I can say. It means beautiful view.
I get confused. I get people confused and stuff down here in South Florida because it's all based around the Seminole Nation.
Oh yeah. Someone asked if there's any chance of a Zoom or FaceTime availability for these training workshops. Normally, we've filmed Army of Tennessee workshops in the past. That's up to the Army of Tennessee commander, though. I don't usually push it. If they ask, they ask. I love doing it. I've made that clear, or I hope I have. I have no problem doing that. Alabama Education Conference is kind of the same thing. That's the Alabama's division thing. I've even offered, I think we can do pay-per-view now on the SCV chat. So I've offered, we'll, sell it as a fundraiser for y'all, so y'all aren't losing any money for the event. and being able to, give that to the Alabama division, stuff like that. But again, I don't usually try to push that. I feel like that's extremely rude. I don't know if it is, but that's kind of where I am. But and I don't want to put anybody on the spot either. Because I know we have Carl in the chat. He's a councilman. I'm not trying to do that to poor Carl. So please, let's not try to pressure them. If they want me to, I will. If not, okay. I'm still going to be there. I'm still going to enjoy my time. Let's see here. Now we have the most sharp dressed man in the SCV, past Commander in Chief Gremlin. Chief Gremlin? Past Commander in Chief Paul Gremlin Jr. telling me to sound it out. And Mr. Ron saying, we have sunk real low when a Mississippi boy is trying to help another Mississippian pronounce a name. It is one of those days, isn't it, gentlemen? And kind of last thing before we kind of force ourselves to move on, because it's more of a relaxed night, so I'm talking a lot more. Our ancestors did not fight in every battle. However, they fought in every battle they could. And I think that's a great way to talk about events. You can't make every event, but you should try, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like, for example, my schedule gets booked up very crazily and fast because I like going to SCV events. I enjoy it. I can't describe to you how much joy I get out of going at them. But sometimes, my family runs a farm. Sometimes I have to go work the farm that weekend. And, at least once a month, spend a day just a full weekend working on the farm. And I've had to turn down events. Our events clash, like the Stephen D. Lee and the Battle of Texas Hospital. I wanted to go to that, but I also wanted to go to this. And, am my camp setting up? Dad's already a speaker at the SD Lee. I made that choice because I knew I would enjoy both of them. I knew I wanted to go to both of them, but my camp needs me here. I'm going to be tabling this weekend and helping out with registration. So come say hi if you're coming to the Battle of Texas Hospital. I'll be helping out, hopefully. Depends on if Mr. Jerry, my camp member, finds someone else to replace me. But I think that's a great way how to explain it to you, Commander. And I think this is a good one from Carl. He kind of answers y'all's question. And I was just throwing out the pay-per-view option for an option for anybody watching. The workshops are not put on to make money. So in my opinion, I have no issue with them being on video. However, you will get more out of it being in present because, like other events, a lot of learning goes on outside the actual meeting, which is
Correct.
very true. Plus, what is that word, Carl? What
camaraderie.
Come on. It's been a long day. I promise everybody. I've been up way too long today.
What, you've been up since 5 a.m.?
I'm not going to say that. Now, you don't have to brag, Mr. Sean. I do have insomnia, though.
And I am twice your age, too. So.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. But yeah, and to the brotherhood you get from these events, I can't describe how awesome it is. All my quote unquote SCV family, man, it's so awesome when I get to see y'all. I love messing with Carl. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing Carl this weekend because I haven't got to see him in a while, and I'm going to love messing with him as much as he's going to love messing with me. Jason Boshier is our commander in chief. I told him we invited him on the Monday show, and I was like, man, I've just missed just talking to you because a lot of times me and you are so busy with SCV work, we just talk about SCV work. And the funny thing is when we're relaxing, we talk about other SCV work. It's a crazy life, but yeah, I'll agree with our Army of Tennessee Councilman Carl Jones that the brotherhood you get out of these events is worth its weight in gold.
Yep.
I'm so glad that I was able to come on tonight to butcher that for everybody. All right, Mr. Sean, you try to pronounce that.
The third Battle of De'Aaron Landing. Dearborn Landing. March 9th and 10th, 24 at Dearborn
Darbone
State Park. And I happen not to have the correct my bifocals on.
I'm sorry. I've
Right.
had to butcher that one every week for the past 2 months, so I wanted someone else to share into that. And two, I don't know how to say it. Chief of
Uh,
Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron, came in the chat, and I
yeah,
just said his
Dearborn.
number, Darbone. But that will be March 9th through the 10th. Step back in time as Union troops assault the Confederate defense to march on to Shreveport. And of course, the information is below. And let's see here, what else?
Hey, David.
Ooh, that event already happened. The Army of Trans-Mississippi National event will be held April 6th, Saturday in 2024. It will be held in Mansfield, Louisiana from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They have a lot of great guest speakers. Let's see here, Mr. Scott Dearman, a retired Mansfield site manager. Charles Array, Army of Trans-Mississippi Councilman. Dr. John Goldard, and of course, past Commander-in-Chief Chuck McMichael. It will be a great event, of course, also honoring the 160th of the Red River campaign and the 125th of the Louisiana Division. How awesome is that? That's a great event that I hope I see a lot of you people at, because I'm going to try to make it myself. It is one of those events that it's only going to happen once in a lifetime. How many of you can say that you celebrate the 125th anniversary of the Louisiana Division and the 160th of the Red River Campaign, all at the same event, honoring SCV history and Confederate history? It is like peanut butter and jelly, people. Florida man looks so disappointed in that analogy.
Because I was hoping you were going to say, ain't nothing better than a smoked gator on an open pit.
What? Man,
Well, I know the Louisiana boys would understand that one.
Oh, yes. Me and Carl keep forgetting to mention this. So it will be a rare occasion I take an event out of the comments. Please send all your events in. Carl has sent this to me. I just forgot to put it on the show, so that's why I'm accepting it. Carl says on April 13th, I will be teaching a basic defense handgun course at my place in Crane Hill, Alabama. SCV and friends of SCV only. $50. This will include a barbecue lunch. Net proceeds will be donated to the SCV Museum. Message me if you're interested, and I'll send you a link. Only 15 seats are available. This is another one I'm going to try to go to. I have to see if I'm doing anything that week. I know when Carl told me about it, I wanted to go, because I've been also trying to con Carl into training me on defense for a while now. Bless his heart. So I might try to go to that. But oh, okay. I had to look where Landon said. But yes, so go to all these events if you can. There's Carl's in the chat, so message him if you want to go do that. That's an awesome thing. Trust me, I don't think there's anybody better to learn defense from than Carl. You know, some people say, now I don't know if y'all know this. Now I'm not going to do that to Carl. I was going to mess with Carl, but then again, Carl is armed and dangerous with a can of Spam, so I better be careful. But also on May 4th is the pilgrimage and homecoming event at the National Confederate Museum at Elm Springs at the Southern Heritage Center. It will be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. At 11 a.m., and this is where the break at the Army of Tennessee Workshop would occur. We will get by General Forrest's statue on King Philip, and our keynote speaker will be Miss Jenny, the President General of the United Daughters of the Confederacy. Music will be by Strings of Secession. Individuals, camps, brigade, divisions, and organizations are encouraged to bring a floral tribute and be announced as they are laying at the floral arrangement. The service will be moved inside the museum if weather does not agree with us. Bring a lawn chair, sunblock, and a cooler. And remember, everybody, no alcohol allowed. Another great event that I hope to see a lot of people at. Mr. Todd is in the chat. I hope you are doing well, Mr. Todd, and recovering. I hope to see you back up on your feet soon. I hope to see you at the event in Louisiana on April 6th. I will try to be there, and I'll come over and make sure to talk to you. All right. We are getting through the news now. The Battle of Pleasant Hill kickoff party will be also on April 6th at 6 p.m. I think this kind of goes together with all the events in Louisiana that day at Mansfield Female College Museum. Let's see here. On the menu are cocktails and mocktails. Come join us for an award ceremony, fellowship, entertainment as we celebrate the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Pleasant Hill. And that goes into the Battle of Pleasant Hill reenactment, which will be on Friday, April 12th through Sunday, April 14th. Entry fee is $5 a person. People 5 and under are free. There's free parking. The reenactment and activities will take place 3 miles north of Pleasant Hill at that address, 23271 Highway 175. The event will start on Friday at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., which will be a school day. Saturday, the parade will be at 10 a.m., 11 p.m. Parking and camps open at 11:30 a.m. Guest speaker at the Battlefield Hall at 1:30. Opening ceremonies at 2 p.m. Battle reenactment at 7 p.m. Period ball and court presentation. Period dress suggested for that event. And let's see here, Sunday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Open camp activities at 10 a.m. There will be a church service open to all at 1 p.m. Crowning ceremony of the 2024 Miss Battle of Pleasant Hill, and at 2 p.m. the battle again. Another great event. I've heard a lot of great things about the Battle of Texas. Battle of Pleasant Hill. Yes, and Mr. Ron makes a good point. I think the reenactment takes place on part of the actual battlefield. So isn't that awesome? And of course, Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshier says he's looking forward to the National ATM event in Mansfield. He wants to thank Army of Trans-Mississippi Commander J.C. Hanna for his work on this event. All right. We are winding down, so to speak. We have 2 events left and then some news coming from National, and we will wrap up the show. So the Louisiana Division reunion will be May 17th through the 18th. Lieutenant General Richard Taylor Camp 1308 of Shreveport, Louisiana is honored to host the 125th anniversary of the Louisiana Division, Sons of Confederate Veterans. The reunion will be held in Shreveport, Louisiana, the last Confederate capital of Louisiana. Also headquarters of the Army of Trans-Mississippi. The host hotel is adjacent to the site of the residence of General Kirby Smith. The camp is working hard on planning an enjoyable and meaningful event. We hope you all make plans to attend. You can go to their website, scvtaylorcamp.com, for more information. Now, we've talked about this a couple times, but now it is time for the actual flyer. The Battle of Texas Hospital 160th anniversary will be held in Quitman, Mississippi this weekend. Special attractions will be the replica Hunley submarine, the unreconstructed band, John T. Wayne, the grandson of John Wayne, blacksmith, top hat settler, food vendors, and various vendors and ladies' tea. Of course, entry fee is $10 per vehicle. School day will be February 16th. And of course, they will have a reenactment at 2, church service on Sunday at 10, and a couple other things spread out that I'm sure I will butcher. But that's the event that my camp will be also setting up a table at. So if you're in the neck of the woods, come say hi. We'll be selling our challenge coins and just talking to people about the SCV. So it'll be a great day held by all. You get to see me and probably a couple of my family members as we table the Samuel H. Poe Camp 255 table. Let's see here.
Well, I got one more event.
Okay, go ahead.
Keep in mind, Florida Division members, keep in mind, June 1st is our division reunion. Please go to our website for registration form and mail that in as soon as possible. Calvin may have a surprise for all pre-registered members.
That is awesome. It is reunion season. We're about to start seeing a lot of reunion flyers pop up here on the show, which makes me happy. So make sure you don't delete that, Mr. Sean.
No, it's saved.
Great. All right. We're going to talk about some things that are going on at the National Confederate Museum. This lovely piece by Mr. Ed Butler is now in the museum, and we do have Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshears in the chat. So, Commander, you are more than welcome to add to anything we see here. But these look beautiful, and I mean, we just added those new cabinets, so the museum is coming along great. I mean, it already looked great before. Now it's going to look even better. So every day we're making tiny improvements that are overall really making that museum stand out, as I think it's going to end up being one of the best Southern museums out there. I think we can take that title at some point because we're putting a lot of good hard work into this. It is a phenomenal place, and I'm happy to see it growing. Let's see here.
Don't even look at the chat.
I'm scared. Let's see here. I'm trying to decipher something real quick on this.
And he's grinning too.
They can have it. I glanced. Mother artifacts have been added to the Order of Southern Cross cabinets, as well as plaques have been added. So you can see these. And I believe here's a close-up. Yes, donated by the Order of Southern Cross 2023. And again, thank y'all for that. That has been a big, great help to our museum. And it is one other thing that has helped the National Confederate Museum continue to defend Southern heritage. Now, the last bit of news is if you watched the last Hearth and Home episode, our executive director, Adam Southern, talked about they were moving a closet at Elm Springs that wasn't there when the house was originally made. It was added in the 20th century at some point, I think early 20th. And so they wanted to get it back to what it originally looked like. And I believe, nope, that's not it. But here it is. And so it is the donations for the entry hall project, which will be to clean that all up. Now, I did have a close-up of the sign that looks like that did not load in. So I'll make sure to upload that next time and talk about it a bit more. So I won't be taking that off because it seems like that plaque has been left out, sadly. Sometimes my pictures don't upload all the way. But again, that's another great project. So if you come to Elm Springs, maybe look at that donation box for a bit. And hopefully that donation box, gets filled to the brim and we can return Elm Springs to its original status. And here is Commander-in-Chief Jason Bashir saying the closet was added in the 1950s. So I was off, mid 20th century. But I'm glad you put that in there. So yeah, I mean, it's just another project to get the house what it would have looked like when the war between the states was happening. So that's awesome. Thank y'all for all the hard work. I know Executive Director Adam Southern, Kayla, Commander Boshiers, and everybody has put a lot of work into our headquarters. And I don't, Carl, I don't want to take away from that. So thank y'all. You can have it, Carl. All right. Isn't that a way to end the show?
Leave it up to Florida.
Just wow. Thank you.
Florida and Alabama.
That's been glorious. That's wow. I really just don't have nothing to say on that one.
Nope.
Make sure to share this episode out and tune in to SCV Chat this Monday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time. Same Confederate channel. I don't know if I think we have something picked out. I could mess with Carl because I think it's the third Monday, Carl. So if you want to, pop on, you can. We can even do those things we talked about for another episode in the future. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll make a post later when we kind of have everything set in stone because GCB with him working, he had a hectic work month. We haven't had the time to sit down and go over our schedule for this month, so a little iffy. But make sure to tune in. I'll see you all there. Make sure you tune in next Tuesday for Look Around Florida, Mr. Sean's show. And make sure you tune in next Thursday for us.
And don't forget to tune in Sunday for History Chat with Michael Hardy.
Very true. Very true. And support all these people that are popping up.
And thanks, Dave.
Friday Night Live. David Pope will be talking about General Forrest and Mary Ann, A Romance for the Ages, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Friends group. The Friends of Douglas Southall Freeman. It took me a long time to make sure I didn't butcher that when I said it that quick. So, 1 second. Bow. All right. So, yes, Commander Boshiers is right. The museum is changing. Come see it for yourself and all the work that has been done. New cabinets and new artifacts. And the home is being worked on, too. So, come and take a tour of it. I am personally waiting for the tour that Adam Southern has promised me. Every time I go up there, Adam works me instead of takes me on this tour. And then when it gets to closing time, he looks at me and says, "Well, man, I'm off the clock, so maybe next time." And he'll just walk off, man. It hurts my feelings every time. And of course, I'm joking. I go up there to volunteer, but yes, I do end up getting too busy and forget about asking the tour myself because all of us forget it. But it's a great house, beautiful. I'm so happy that we bought that in, I believe, 93 or 92. It was a bit before General McCain passed. He really pushed for us at headquarters, if I'm not mistaken. And that just proves another great SCV member right there. But again, thank you all for watching. Make sure to share this out. And make sure I see you Monday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time.
And I'll be seeing you Tuesday night.
Very true. Make sure you support Mr. Sean and all of our spinoff shows. And I will be seeing everybody soon. And remember, my friends, to stay Southern. Good night, everybody.